Hey everybody, welcome to Ticket, Stubs, and Popcorn.
Hey kids, how's it going?
I'm Peter.
And I'm Frank. How you doing, everybody?
Today's featured actor is Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. How's your mother? Let's get that little sketch. Anyway, so
Marky
yeah,
Mark.
Marky Mark, back from our old, back from Massachusetts, Boston town. So before we talk about
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, let's talk about this later. What's a like a bar or like a coffee or like a TV show or movie like hangout place that you would want to go like hang out in.
All right. Okay.
You know, TV or movies. So.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'll kick it off with Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
I'm going to start off with what I think is probably one of the funniest Mark Wahlberg movies. Mm-hmm. It's called The Big Hit.
Oh, okay.
It's from like mid to late 90s, and he plays a hitman, right? He's a killer, but he's like the sweetest guy in the world. And he kind of like feels bad about what he does, and he's got a girlfriend who's like super like abusive to him, you know, and he's always trying to make her happy. He's just doing things to make her happy, and but he's just really trying to be like so nice. And then there's like Lou Diamond Phillips is in it, and he's a bit of a rival. But what I love about it is that Mark Wahlberg always plays like some sort of like badass guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
awesome.
A tough guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even in like something like Date Night, where he's a nice guy and he's helpful, but he just won't put his damn shirt on. But he's. But in this,
as if that really upsets you.
But it's so funny. But anyway, that's not what I mean. But in the Big Hit, he's just like he just sort of feels bad about having to do bad stuff, and he wants to be a nice guy to his girlfriend, and he wants to be nice to his friends and his family, but he just. And things you know, they tend to sort of roll over him because he is so nice. Yeah. But I love it because it's so different, and it's just so funny from what that type of character would normally be.
Yeah.
So I really love that.
Very good.
I really like him in Three Kings.
Mm-hmm.
He's really great there. That's another. That's a George Clooney. That's one of those things where, like, they try to do what, like, they're bad guys who end up doing kind of like the right thing because it's just like, oh, damn it. You know, they're going to rob gold.
Right.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And they end up helping a bunch of people, and like their greedy intentions sort of get sidelined. Yeah. By, you know, doing the right thing and helping out a bunch of people, and they're still trying to steal gold while helping a bunch of people, and things just all kind of go wrong. It's not like so much like it sounds like it's. If you don't know this movie, I'm making it sound more kind of crazy madcap. Yeah. English has been very good to me. So
it's his fourth day, folks.
So. But it's not as silly as it seems. It's really it's kind of an action movie, but it's funny in that way, and I like him in that a lot. His back and forth with Clooney is great. Clooney's just hilarious and fun all the time. So
I think so. Yeah.
And then for my third, this was a tough one, but I had to land on The Departed. Yep. That's kind of a. That seems to be like a go-to movie sometimes, almost as bad as Pulp Fiction, which we haven't mentioned in quite a while. So, Pulp Fiction.
Only because Mark's not in the movie.
He's not in the movie. No. So, but no, in The Departed, he's great. You think that he's just a hard-ass guy, but he really cares about his job. Yes. He really does. He's a professional, and he cares about what he's doing. And he doesn't care about Leonardo DiCaprio's other bullshit. He's just like, look, are you going to be able to do this or not? Yeah. This is what we need. And then at the end, spoiler, when he takes out Matt Damon, it's just like you're like, yeah, that was the right thing to do. It was the right thing that character would do. It's the thing that would happen, and I just think it's so great to see him in a Scorsese film, and it's kind of one of those things, just like, oh, he's in a Scorsese film, and he's fantastic, and his back and forth with Alec Baldwin is something that I really really enjoy. So we talked about that when we talked about Alec Baldwin.
Right.
So yeah, he's really really good in that. Just this hard nosed, Massachusetts state. He's just, I don't know. And he gets the Boston thing, and that's the whole thing. Like that movie, he's from there, so his accent is real. I mean, everybody in that movie does a great job with their various accents. So, which is one of the few, maybe that should be a question one day. Accents gone badly, kind of thing. But yeah, those are my three.
I agree and overlap on
Okay.
The Departed. That one there, I remember when I first saw the movie. And there's some big powerhouse names in the movie. So you know going in, the big names in the movie. And you have expectations and everybody delivers. So I'm watching the movie, I remember thinking, oh, Jack Nicholson, oh, he's great. Leonardo DiCaprio, oh, he's great. And you also mentioned the smaller roles, whether it's Martin Sheen or Alec Baldwin, or great. But I remember thinking I was more impressed with Mark Wahlberg's performance because I wasn't expecting it to be as good, on par with the rest of these bigger name people. And I was like, wow, he's really doing a great job. So that one, I for the reasons you mentioned before,
and the language that they gave him in that, which is what you would expect, and it's just like it's that character, and he nails it. It's not. It's
right. It's not forced. It's not fake.
Right.
He makes it seem so natural.
Yeah, and again, it's such a specific, Boston thing. And I remember when the movie came out, you go and you read reviews and you see comments and stuff. And people are just like, "Oh, that's so over the top." Blah blah blah. It's just like it's not.
Yeah.
Like those guys.
It seems sincere to me.
Yeah. It just seemed very, very real. Yeah. So, who else you got?
So so we agree on the Departed. Other one, second pick, probably the one that really made me think, boy, he can act, because he comes from this musical background as Marky Mark, and basically he was just like a six pack, his abs in his droopy drawers, and that was kind of what he was.
The underwear ads.
Yeah, the underwear.
Yeah, it was hard to take him seriously.
And he's in this one movie that really made me think, boy, this guy can act. Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I saw him in that one, and there's a couple ways you can watch this movie. And kind of is it tongue in cheek? Is it you can see how some people can, but he's great. So sincere.
Yeah,
his
he
character,
really is.
He's unbelievable.
He plays he's naive. He's got that. He's on that. It's great because it's like he's on the verge. That character's on the verge of like boyhood and being a man and stuff. He's you see him. He's out at the club and stuff like that. But then he goes home and his mom's yelling at him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
he's almost breaking up, tearing up, holding back, trying not to. Yeah, crack his voice, this sort of thing. Yeah. When he's trying to argue back to his mother, defend. Well, you don't understand. You don't get stuff like that. And
it's like John Travolta. When he's sitting at the table, he's just like, you don't get it.
Exactly. Don't miss that.
Right.
But so when he's in Boogie Nights, it just showed me the whole side. Wow,
yeah,
this guy's good. And the other good thing about when you see how his character. This innocent at the beginning, innocent, and it's a whole weird little subset of Hollywood.
Yeah.
and it's, you know, then like the drugs become involved. There's a lot of other stuff, but he still wants to like follow his own little interests. So it's karate, and you know, and try to do some other stuff. Oh, I'd like to, you know, maybe do my own movie, or be an action star,
like a mainstream movie. It's just
and
like,
he's still got his friends, you know, the John C. Reilly character. You know, he's like friends like off screen with, you know, with these people, and one of the best things is when the Burt Reynolds character just knows how he is. He is young. He's coming in innocent. He's this callow little, and he knows how to work him. Right. He knows how to, like, he tells him what he needs to hear, but he also like keeps him in line. And, it's great because like he sees him like we see him. Well, yeah, he knows where he's coming from. He's just young and innocent. Right. It's not like he's off the farm, but he's washing dishes. You know what I mean? He's just So that's a pleasant one. Right. I love the movie. Really love that performance. And a third one is on the surface, you say to yourself, geez, what is he? Is he even doing much sometimes in this movie? But The Fighter, which I've referenced it before, it's based on Mickey Ward, who's a fighter from my hometown. So I kind of knew
You're from
a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm from Lowell. So a lot of people going into, there are a lot of background stuff I already knew going in. And it's interesting because he's in this one world of boxing, and he's from a family that is loud, pugnacious. They're like in people's faces all the time.
The word is colorful.
Yeah, colorful. And so like everybody in the family is very similar. Yeah. Except for Mickey, who's like the younger son, and that's the one who's the main character of pretty much the main character of the movie, the fighter. So that's Mark Wahlberg's character. But he's got this older brother, the Christian Bale character, Dickie. And being the younger brother, he liked to be like his older brother, so he's into boxing. You know, the family was into, so he gets into boxing, but he doesn't have the same personality as his brother. No. They're in terms of that, they're completely different. But he's the younger brother, still would like to be like the older brother, still would like to hang with him. But so it makes him look like he's colorless in a way. Right. He's got a wonderful girlfriend. He's got a loud, domineering mother. The brother, who's the goofball, got a serious drug problem, and he's just, I don't know what you want to say. Like, he always plays it straight. He's just, and that's how Mickey Ward, the real person, is compared to the rest of the family. And so you see him, and I think that takes a lot of restraint in a certain way, not to go as an actor, not to kind of go a little too much one way, not to go too much the other way. And just like Christian Bale spent time with the older brother, learning his mannerisms and the way his character is supposed to be, Mark Wahlberg spent time with Mickey Ward, and it's just completely different. Yeah. Just this quiet guy who just happens to be in a situation. That's what his life is, but he's just not the same way. And so that, I thought, was really, really well done, tempered. There's restraint, and that sometimes you don't. If you don't know the situation and you're watching the movie, you're just like, okay, let's focus more on the Christian Bale character. That seems to be where a lot of fun's going on there, or the craziness, or the attention. You know what I mean? But really, but I think that shows to me that Mark Wahlberg is much more of a complete actor than at one point we ever thought he could have been. Yeah,
he really, really did. When he started acting, it was just like, all right, let's see what this. Yeah, it's kind of like
if he just wears a belt, if he can pull up those pants a little bit.
Well, it's funny because you think about it.
I'm talking.
like it's just like, all right, let's see what this is gonna be. It's like when I went to go see The Matrix when it opened. It's just like, oh, Keanu's gonna do kung fu. This will be hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you're like blown away by this movie. It's just like, oh my god. And I've been really, really, pleasantly surprised by Mark Wahlberg.
I'm gonna say, yeah, your picks. Well, we overlapped on one, but there were some other movies that like I that he stars in, and I love him. They just couldn't make my list. Ted is just a great
most definitely example. The other guys.
The other guys,
he can do
those
drama.
Like two were my favorite comedies with him that I said, I could easily put them in there, but they just don't quite make it. But they're great movies.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And
he
they
can
showcase
he can do both.
Yeah.
He can do both.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's good. He's good. All right, so I asked you about where do you want to hang out?
All right. I want to say that this question's got so many opportunities, so many potential. So the first thing that popped to mind, but I'll be honest, the reason that it may have popped into my mind first is because I've been watching reruns of Seinfeld.
Okay.
So I went to Monk's.
Okay. That
coffee shop where they often have breakfast and lunch at different times. And so that was where my first thought was. But what's interesting is you have like these like locales and hangouts on TV and movies that also it's kind of like depends on the time of day sometimes. Because like that one, you like never see them, the Seinfeld crowd, you never see them like having dinner there.
No,
but
that doesn't
like
look
see
like
them
a
at
type of
other
place
places.
you would go for dinner.
But they're always there for like breakfast or lunch.
It looks
and
like the
they
type of
almost
place.
always have that same booth,
right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like the door opens up, it's like prime location right there. Oh, look at that! It's always open for us.
But that looks like the type of place where you would go like for breakfast or for lunch. You wouldn't necessarily go there for dinner.
No, never.
But you would like later. You'd go for like coffee and a piece of pie.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was
No,
exactly.
Yeah. It seems that way.
Yeah. All right.
So my first one is Monk's because, like I said, I've kind of been a little inundated with Seinfeld lately. But,
all right.
Okay, what do you got?
Wow. Of course, there's the Mos Eisley Cantina in Star Wars because I'm a huge nerd. But more in this,
you had me fooled.
Right, yeah.
You did. Wow.
More in this universe. Man. One of my instincts would be Cheers, but knowing that it doesn't look like that, then no.
Yeah.
So I might. I hate to be so basic, but
but
maybe
the
coffee shop in on Friends, which is kind of fun. The bar on How I Met Your Mother is another one. Yeah. That would be. That would be pretty cool.
You know, when I first saw it, like I said, my first thing went to Monk's because
the diner from Pulp Fiction, but like either before or after, the hold up. That would be very stressful to be there during that. Yeah. So
I was in the bathroom at the time. So I don't know what happened.
Reading Modesty Blaze.
Yeah. But it's interesting too. Like I said, like some of them are like are time. Or time of the day sensitive.
Yeah.
So when you have like Seinfeld, it's usually the morning, maybe lunch. And then you have like ones like any bar settings or How I Met Your Mother or whatever. And those would be like after work. Those would be the evenings.
Yeah.
But then you have Cheers, which sometimes you're like, boy, Norm's just there and it is early.
Yeah.
So Cheers being a bar setting was kind of strange because that really could have been any time between like 10 in the morning, unfortunately, until closing time.
In Frasier, the coffee shop they went to, that was pretty cool. I like those type of places that are like kind of like crowded,
like tight.
You just grab a little corner, a little table in the corner, and So that would,
the one thing I liked about, now that you mentioned Frasier, one thing I liked about that little coffee shop is, yes, most of the time it was like that central, table.
Yeah.
But there were times when they would go in there and either they would be in a rush or it was crowded and they would say, "Ugh," and they would be in the back or they would be in that little
Shoved
window,
in the window
that
corner,
like that
yeah.
little box thing.
Which I think is kind of real.
Made it, exactly.
Yeah.
It just made it a little more realistic.
And you never really you didn't get to know any of the people working there. Whereas like in Friends, you get to
Once
know
in a
like
while,
Gunther.
there'd be like a good-looking guy and somebody, one of the female cast would have a date with somebody, but that
very
person
seldom.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
a long
Yeah, you didn't get to
term.
know
It was like
anybody
one
who worked
episode.
there, anything like that. So anyway.
Yeah.
So
Good question.
hey, if you got any comments about that sort of thing, just let us know. Throw it in the comments there. Who are we gonna do next? You have a bucket over there.
Do you have a bucket?
You
Just happen to have a bucket.
having a bucket. All right. All right. Cool.
Bucket of fun.
Bucket. Oh, fun. I think
Yes, very
we've mentioned that we are approaching our 100th
Yes,
episode, so
that's kinda
exciting
scary.
stuff. If there's
Come on,
anything
man.
you'd like, 100th episode, what, anything you'd like to, I don't know, talk about, or someone you'd like us to talk about, or maybe we'll do a live type of thing, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we're gonna
I don't know. We'll see. We're still kind of
we'll
working
have
it out.
do
We got to talk to
something,
Corky and see what he's got together. So
We'll see what time his mom can drop him off.
Exactly. So until then, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I guess I'm not quite landing weird. All right.
Are you having a day?
Day? Yes, I am always. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.